Borosil Renewables that we should be talking about. If I can pull up the stock and then go over to the management, the stock is under pressure. Numbers were also fairly muted this quarter. Pradeep Kumar Kheruka, Chairman of Borosil Renewables, now joins in. Hi Pradeep, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Pradeep, just quickly do a quick check on how the quarter has been. Revenues were down over 7%. Material cost has seen a big jump of nearly 15%, which has very clearly impacted your margins as well in the quarter. How are you mitigating these cost pressures? Are you expecting material costs to remain elevated going into the next few quarters as well? Give us a sense of what you're thinking and what the new normal would be.
So actually, we have had an improvement in the standalone results, quite a definite improvement. When we look at the consolidated results, that takes into account our German operations as well, which is completely different from what we are doing here. So I would, focusing on the standalone, EBITDA has gone up significantly. And that has happened because of higher prices of imports on account of ocean freight. So the ocean freight went up and therefore the prices went up. So the Chinese producers did not reduce their prices. So the dumping continues, and we feel our application for an anti-dumping duty has been recommended by the Ministry of Commerce. It's gone to the Ministry of Finance, who will vet it, and then they will take further action on that. So we do expect that the anti-dumping duty will be imposed. If that happens, that will have a significant improvement to our results. Other than that, our production has been improving and efficiencies have been going up. We have been able to implement certain savings on account of a larger share of our energy is being met from renewables, which is being generated by us in an associate company. So from that point of view, with the receipt of anti-dumping, things would change dramatically.
Are you expecting a decision from the Finance Ministry? And
Yes.
any clarity? Have you spoken to them? Should it be this quarter? Should it be the quarter after that? Because this is impacting business, and it's also going to, I believe, have an impact on your pricing strategy, because there have been aggressive price cuts that have come in from China and Vietnam, right?
That's right. So the price cuts that have come in can only be met by this anti-dumping. The way the ministry has recommended anti-dumping, what they have done is they have issued a reference price. So the reference price means that goods coming in have to be at a minimum import price, and whatever is the price in the invoice and the difference would become the duty. So it is not an imposition on the domestic manufacturers of modules, because now they know that they will get their glass at least at that price, and in that sense, it would be a good thing. Now, the way the law is, that the imposition was, the recommendation was given on the 5th of November. There are 90 days within which the Ministry of Finance has to take a call. So within 90 days, we would be in a position, say by the 5th of February at the latest, we should be able to see a result from the ministry. Meanwhile, the way the things have been going right now, there has been a lot of support by the government for renewables. So we can reasonably expect that they should be received. If this comes in, it would be a game changer for us.
Mr. Kheruka, so if it's the timelines that you mentioned, and excuse me for not quite getting all the timelines on the button, but does it mean therefore that for now Q3 as well could have some of the stress that we've seen until the things get reviewed and changed?
That's right. There would be some stress possible in Q3.
Okay.
Because our efforts to improve production continue, and we have been quite successful in that. We are already making nearly 100% capacity. So we are running at about 97%. So we might improve on that as well. So we should see something good. And in case the government decides to do it earlier, then that will be very good. So of course, we cannot bank on that.
Mr. Kheruka, the other question really would be that one is of course on the cost pressures that come in, but two is also on what happens to volume growth per se, because I mean the belief is that this is a sunrise sector and it's a decadal story, and small hiccups notwithstanding, volume growth numbers should look year after year very, very promising if companies have the right capacities in place, gauging by the demand supply scenario. What's your sense, sir, on that? How does, let's say, FY25 shape up despite this couple of quarters of hiccup that you are seeing? And what happens FY26, FY27 onwards based on demand as well as the capacities that you may have on stream?
So to give you an idea about the demand, the domestic production is perhaps around 2,300 tons per day. And the imports in the month of September were 9,700 tons per day. There is simply no dearth of demand. We can make as much as we like, and it's going to sell. In fact, the capacity which is waiting in the wings to be implemented is at least twice as much more than what is being produced in the country today. So there is going to be an enormous, in the event that this happens, then Indian industry will triple in size. And in fact, it's set to triple in size.
So, okay, so in which case, again, I'm just trying to understand this correctly, you say, or you reckon that the volume growth numbers will start looking good only when the quantum of imports gets rightfully corrected. So even if the demand is there, it is getting flooded by the imports which are cheap or dumping or what have you. And until they get sorted out, the numbers may not necessarily look good. If it gets sorted out, then you revert to some fairly strong demand numbers.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the demand is very strong. The product that we make is very good. We get higher wattage from the panels which use Borosil glass as compared to other glass from China. So all of that is there, but it's just that the price is the bone which is sticking in the throat. And I must say that the Chinese have reduced prices by 32% in the last 6 months. And there has been absolutely no reduction in the cost of any input whatsoever, which is used in the manufacture of glass. So this is completely a political dumping which is happening, which is designed to make Indian industry very, very loss-making. And therefore, they want to stop Indian industry from flourishing.
A fair point, sir. So just one quick question. Of course, demand, like you said, is robust, right? And in that context, what is happening on the manufacturing front? Any PLI schemes or incentives that could boost domestic solar manufacturing? Are you leveraging any of that? You want to tell us about any expansion plans that you've got lined up to keep up with the increase in demand and hopefully a stop or the anti-dumping duty being put in place?
Well, it's like this. The PLI scheme has not been extended to glass or any other component. So far, it is only on the manufacture of modules and cells. Now, coming to the question of investments, as I said, investments have been lined up already. We have investors who are ready to invest. They're waiting in the wings. The only thing they're looking for is a price which matches the cost of production. And at the moment, the selling price is way below the cost of production, which is the issue. And for example, let's look at Borosil, our own company. We have already got a batch house, which is good for 2,000 tons per day. We are making 1,000 tons a day. So that money already stands invested. Our power connection is more than twice what we require for the 1,000 tons that we manufacture. So that money has been spent already. So we have already spent for the growth. And when we do come around to being able to action our growth plans, we will definitely be able to we would have a head start, and our capital cost would be a little lower than somebody else.
One last question, Mr. Kheruka. Would you, in this ensuing period, need any kind of capital raise to fund the ongoing expansions that you may have, considering that because of the temporary issues, cash flows, etc., might be getting hampered?
You see, the entire business of acquiring finance or of raising capital, it's a strategic call, and we have been working towards it. As you are aware that we had obtained permission for raising capital by means of rights issue, so that has been there already. It's very much on the cards. We are waiting for some further clarification or some little approval from somewhere, and then we are in position to launch our rights issue. And the purpose would be to raise capital, which could be used either to repay existing debt or it could be used for further growth.
Right. Sir, this is great perspective because it helps us understand what lies ahead for Borosil Renewables. Hopefully, you will swing back into profitability as soon as that anti-dumping duty gets reinstated as well. But good luck. Thank you very much. Great talking to you this morning.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.